Hi, I'm back, kind of, and I don't know for how long, and definitely not consistently. And I'm not dead, it only felt like it. But that means that I get to talk about one of the weirder things that my brain does during extreme stress, and maybe it can help you identify it too, and explain why I've been wishy-washy. Derealization and depersonalization. You may have heard of those terms on here before because some people like to throw them around like buzzwords, but what is it actually? Very generally speaking, derealization is the feeling that you are disconnected from the world around you, or like the world isn't real, whereas depersonalization is the feeling of being disconnected from your own body. Almost everybody experiences one or the other at least once in their lifetime, but if it happens on a recurring basis or causes problems with functioning, then it can be considered a disorder. They can happen separately, but often happen together for a real wombo combo like it does with me, and is thought to be a stress response to protect your consciousness/your brain from further emotional damage, kind of like shock. In other words, your brain seriously checks out and it really messes with your senses. I've been experiencing episodes on and off since around mid-2022, and I'm dealing with a rather severe one currently, which is why I've been gone. During these episodes, I lose my sense of directional hearing, my depth perception becomes faulty, and I can't correctly understand the size or distance of objects, faces, animals, or even my own body. Things look too small or impossibly large, or just generally out of place, and the control over the way my body moves and behaves feels heavily limited, including how I speak and what I'm saying. It's all very freaky and disorienting, and sometimes feels a little bit like motion sickness or a high fever. Now that's just my experience with it, and not everybody will feel the same way I do. Some people aren't even bothered by it, unlike me, who gets really overwhelmed, which actually makes episodes worse because your brain tries to protect you from your fear, disconnecting you even more. But still, this sounds like psychosis, and you'd be right, but the key difference is that you are very aware that what you're experiencing isn't normal for you, rather than having active delusion. Treatments for both derealization and depersonalization depend on the person and the severity, but both are most often treated with talk therapy as the most effective method. Aside from therapy, healthy coping skills include distraction, grounding yourself in reality, like literally going outside and touching grass, practicing nervous system regulation and anxiety control, understanding that you don't have to be afraid of what you're feeling, and talking it out with someone. There are many more coping skills, obviously. I snap my fingers around my ears since my directional hearing is always the first thing to skew, so activating it before my episodes get worse is pretty key for me, but that might not work for everybody. And there you have it, your tiny little crash course on derealization and depersonalization, as well as a small explanation as to where the heck I've been. I'm talking about it because I wanted any of you struggling with it to know that you're not alone, it won't last forever, and you're not crazy, because trust me, I know it makes you feel crazy. Plus, talking about it helps. Now, I don't know just how active I'm gonna be on social media, but I will be here, not to worry. And let me know if you've ever experienced something like this before and how it made you feel. And if you have any coping strategies, please feel free to flood the comment section with them, because who knows, your tips and tricks could help save a life.